Good evening, everyone. My name is Seth Limbaugh, and today I'm going to be running you through the basics of Adobe Audition, and we're going to kind of go over what it's like to record a song using a backing track or a karaoke track if you have one, and then layering a few voices on top of that, and then making sure all of that lines up properly, and then mixing it down so that it sounds equal, and then adding post-processing effects on it so that it sounds more like what you would hear on an actual soundtrack. So we'll just go ahead and jump right in. So we are starting off, we are doing the Oogie Boogie song from The Nightmare Before Christmas. We currently have all of the tracks recorded. However, just to kind of walk you through the basics, we will just record a second line for Santa. It's just so you can see what the recording process is like. But first, let's kind of walk you through the layout and the screen and kind of what we're looking at here. So we'll start up in the top left corner. You've got choices between multi-track and waveform. Multi-track shows all of the parts, all of your tracks here. So we've got different people named each row here. Waveform will show you the waveform of the selected track. So I click waveform, and then that is the karaoke track there that we just clicked on. And that's if you need to go in and edit a specific waveform. We've got our tools up here, which are all also have shortcuts. We've got the move tool, which is your standard tool to just slide things around. And that shortcut is V. You've got your razor tool, which you can use to slice tracks, so that way they are selectable differently. That tool is R for that. If you press R twice, it does a slice all, and it'll slice all the way down every track. I tend to avoid that if possible. Then you've got your slip tool, which will actually slip the audio. Let's see, there we go. It'll slip the audio. Well, make it work here in a second. All right, there it goes. Yeah, so you see now you can slide that audio in a sliced up area, slip it around. Those are the three primary tools that you will be using. This over here is which screen or what layout we're looking at. We want the default layout. They also have layouts for radio production, syncing audio to video, as well as some other types of layouts as well. Next, over here on the left-hand side, this is our file browser. It looks at every single recording that's in here. So if we've recorded so the mayor recorded multiple times, Oogie Boogie's recorded, there's 8 different versions. Those are each one of those WAV files, just all of the files within this track. Then we've got these, all of our effects racks. So here's a media browser. You can add more files to the program here. The effects rack. This will add effects onto your track. We will be using this later on near the end of the production. Markers to add and mark locations. And then properties. This is where you can go to set your clip gain to make things louder. If you need to, change the colors, lock things, loop things, mute, stretch, remix, and I'm not sure what source channel routing does currently. But yes, so we'll be using some of the tools and properties here as well. Up here, this is the entire track. What is in the square right here is what you can see right down here. So if I stretch this out, you'll be able to see all that. That's the whole song, everything and everybody. So you can drag that there, drag this around to scroll through, and that's how you can kind of navigate what you're looking at. And then over on the right-hand side, this is where different types of boxes pop up. This one currently is the essential sound box, to where you can assign types. So the karaoke thing was assigned a music track, and so you can change loudness. You can adjust just some basic editing options there. Down at the bottom here, we've got our levels. That is the audio levels of the everything playing all at once. So you can see when I play music right now that it's going You want it to stay in the yellow area as much as possible. That is kind of where you're hitting your maximum volume. And yeah, that's basically a look around our area. There's a record button here, which we'll use in just a few minutes. You can play. There's just kind of some other standard rewind, fast forward tools as well. So let's jump right on in. We're going to first start out by just recording a second Santa track. We're going to name it Santa 2. And we're just going to jump ahead to where that is. So we'll listen to the one that's already recorded. It's muted, but we'll play it. So it's a little out of time, which we'll go back in and fix, but just to show you how we would record had that not been there and we just wanted to add that in, we can go here. So what we want to do is we want to mute every other track. I actually am going to you know what, we're going to leave everyone on for this. It depends on your preference if you want to mute everyone but yourself or not, but you can use these M buttons here to mute other people in the track. Currently this guide track is muted. That is the original soundtrack that was layered, that everyone layered on top of originally. We're no longer using that track, so it's just permanently muted. And then the recording track, and that's kind of our backing karaoke track. So we've got all of our people here, Santa, all of this. So Santa 2 down here, you can press R, that arms to record. Now you can press this I button, but that might have caused an echo for y'all. That loops you back into your headphones. However, unless you're using some high-end audio equipment, there is a 90% chance it's going to be very delayed and it's going to be very distracting. So I prefer to avoid it completely. So we're armed to record. And then you'll press that record button there to start recording. So let me look and see, and we'll record this one little line here. So, release me now, or you must face the dire consequences. The children are expecting me, so please come to your senses.
You're joking me. You're joking.
So we recorded that. I had him going. So we'll just play that back and listen to it.
Release me now, or you must face the dire consequences. The children are expecting me, so please come to your senses.
See, just like that. Now you've got that track in there. So that's how you would record a new track if you wanted to add one. Now we're just going to delete this track out because it's not necessary. We don't need tracks. Oh, there we go. I'm going to empty it out. And then multi-track, delete, empty tracks. There we go. Okay, so it's out now. That was just a good example of how you would record your song if you were singing it yourself. You would just use that arm button and then that record button to record. Now, the issue with doing everything digitally is that in a lot of cases, when you record, your playback is a little delayed from what you were saying or what you were singing. So you're going to be a little off. So you have to manually go in afterwards and line everything up. So we're going to do two things now. We're going to line up everything, and we're also going to clear out what I call dead space. Dead space is basically this space here where the performer isn't singing or talking. We want to clear that out because they might be standing in front of the mic breathing, they might accidentally cough, they might make just a slight noise, and you might hear it in the background of a track. So it's good just to, anytime that they're not there, just clear them out so that way there's just no chance of audio disruption. So let's see. We're going to start with Oogie Boogie, so we're going to mute everyone down, and we're just going to go each character one at a time and go through this together. So remember, I don't know if you remember our shortcuts or not. So R is razor, V is move tool, We'll be using a lot of switching between those tools during this. So we're going to play it, start playing it back. So Oogie Boogie doesn't talk through any of this part. Also, real quick, another shortcut is if you hold down Control on Windows and use the mouse wheel, you can zoom in and out of the track, and it'll zoom based on where your mouse is pointing. So if I was here, it would zoom in based over on that. If I was here, it would zoom in based over on that. So that will help us kind of get down into the fine details of each track. All right. So it looks like I've already come in here and kind of cut some to begin with. So do that. Sometimes when you cut and delete, another track will appear under it. That's from a prior recording. They're layered on top of each other, so you just want to keep going in and deleting those. All right, so we got this. Cut that out. Here we go.
Well. What have we here? Santa Claus, huh? Ooh, I'm really scared.
So to pause real quick, if you notice that it's only coming out, if you're using headphones, you're going to notice it's only coming out of one ear. Something that will help this is sum to mono. This will make it both come out of left and right channels. So we want to do that for everybody because they will then come out of both left and right channels instead of just one. So, all right, now we're going to continue on listening for things to cut out.
So you're the one everybody's talking about. You're joking. I can't believe my eyes. You're joking. You gotta be. This can't be the right guy. He's ancient. He's ugly. I don't know which is worse. I might just split a seat now if I don't die laughing first. Mr. Oogie Boogie says there's trouble close at hand. You better pay attention now, 'cause I'm the boogeyman. And if you aren't shaking, there's gotta be something wrong. This may be the last time you hear the boogie song. Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm the boogie boogie man. And I've nothing much to do. I might just cook up a special batch, snake and spider stew. And don't you know the one thing that would make it work so nice? A roly-poly Santa Claus to add a little spice.
So we're going to stop there. We are going to slide some of these around because I like them, but they're just a little bit off from where we want them. So we're going to use the slip tool. So we just want to see how there's just that slight little move. So we're just going to nudge it right there. So that'll kind of bring it forward just a little bit. Now let's play it back. Yeah, that gives that echo a little bit more of a bounce to it. Alright, so now we're at that Santa line, which is good. So we want to cut out any audio possibilities here. So we'll go to here. That should do us.
You're joking me! You're joking! I can't believe my ears! Would someone shut this fella up? I'm drowning in my tears. It's funny. I'm laughing. You really are too much. And now, with your permission, I'm going to do my stuff.
So there's a little bit of a pause there, so we're just going to give that a cut.
I'm going to do the best I can.
And then we're going to cut here. And we're going to wait for this musical break to end before we cut the other end. Alright, cut those. So it's really hard to hear this part. So what we're going to do here is under basic settings, we're going to do clip gain. We're going to raise that up under properties. Properties, basic settings.
Much more fun. I must
Okay, now we're back to the silent part again. So we're going to razor tool and cut out that little bit. All right, so we see that. We're just going to chop that out. Cut out that one. All right.
Put me in a spin. You aren't comprehending the position that you're in. It's hopeless. You're finished. You haven't got a prayer. Cause I'm Mr. Oogie Boogie. And you ain't going nowhere.
And that little bit's quiet at the end, but we'll come back for that. All right, so we're gonna cut out that last part there. So we've got Oogie's track. So now we're gonna go through and do the next one. We're just going to do this for each track individually until we've kind of got a baseline for what's left. So we can skip ahead and we can see where they are based on these colors here. So with this blue, we know that it's this like little bluish one right here. So we can kind of line it up and then we can just drag to here and be like, okay, this is where it starts. So we don't have to listen to the whole song every single time we do it. We can just find the parts. And of course, Oogie being the lead of the song, we did have to go through the whole song. But for the rest of these people, we will not have to do that. Listening for the woes, I think. These are the woes. So, I'm going to chop all of that front end out, and then we need to raise this up so that way the woes are visible by a lot. So there we go. It took a bit to go up, but we got it up at clip gain plus 22.8. It's under properties, basic settings again. So we'll go back and listen to it now. Alright, and we can kind of cut this out. Alright, and so same thing here. It looks like we got some woes. Cut out that intro there. Raise these up. Those up. Alright. Now the thing with these is you want to raise the... When you're raising clip gain, you want to raise it to where you can see the waveform, but you don't want it to see how it's like smashing into these invisible walls up at the top. You don't want it to do that. So you want to get it kind of right up onto that edge, but not quite hitting it. So here we go. These are very much out of time. Okay, so these need to go back. Okay, so we need to zoom in more. Let's go back a little bit more. Okay, that's way better. I feel like this is the wrong recording track, but that's okay. We're just gonna go because it's still got the woes from the guide track in there, but it's all right. We're just using this for teaching purposes. So we'll skip ahead to the next woes. They're up here. Here we go. Nope, this is just the laughs at the end. So we'll get these laughs. Clip gain, raise them up. There they are. Cool. Delete that beginnings of them. Delete their endings. Let's listen to it. Good. All right. Now we'll go on to the Hillary track. Shout out to Hillary. Hillary recorded separately from LSB. Hillary is a part of LSB, but Hillary had to record separately. We did these. We had two people on the LSB track above us singing into one mic. Let's see. Okay, so now we're in to this section. We're probably going to have to raise it up, but we'll check. Ah, now you see that was the thing. So there's just a small noise there and you can see it. And that's why we cut these tracks. So we're going to cut everything from there to here. And now we'll play. Alright, now we need to raise Hillary up. There we go. Now let's play it again. We're going to actually bring the recording track down a little bit. I think it's too loud. Yeah, that's better. Alright, so now cut, and we'll come to here, and we'll play this. Now I know that I'm cutting these quickly without looking because I know that from just based on knowing the song that these two tracks, LSB and Hillary, should line up with the same waveform, and their tracks should be in the same places. So there's no difference between where they start and end. So that's why I know where to cut them from. Okay, so cut that little tail off. Actually, I'll cut that tail off too. And now we go to the very end. All right, we'll cut that right there. We want to make that bigger. Get those waveforms up, and here we go. Perfect. Good cackling there, Hillary. Now all we have left is Santa. Santa can guide us through. So let's see, where does Santa begin? So we'll guide through with Santa here. All right. So muting Hillary, unmuting Santa. So just a quick explanation. The S next to mute is solo. This is a great thing. However, it just means that it's just that track playing. I guess you could always put, instead of muting everybody, what we could do is we could just do solo recording track and then solo Santa, and that would also work just the same. I've just gotten used to going through and muting everyone individually and unmuting them individually, but you can do that whichever way you like. It works just the same. So here we go with Santa. We know Santa starts a little late, so we'll start playing it here. Okay, so first thing we know that's wrong is he's way too quiet, so we'll bring this up by a lot so we can hear it.
Release me now, or you must face the dire consequences.
Okay, so as you can tell, that is not on beat. So let's find the front of the beat. Release. So that's where that should be. So that we are far, far away. So let's try this now.
Release me now, or you must face the dire consequences. The children are expecting me, so please come to your senses.
Almost. Almost. It sounds right, but it just sounds just slightly behind. So let's just go in and just give it a slight nudge to the left. There we go. Now let's listen to it again.
Release me now, or you must face the dire consequences. The children are expecting me, so please come to your senses.
All right, so that was it for Santa there. So we'll just razor blade out Santa all the way to the next Santa line here. And so here we go.
What are you going to do?
Easy. In fact, I'm going to turn Oogie Boogie back on for that, just so we can hear the call and response.
I'm going to do my stuff.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to do the best I can.
Good. Well, maybe. Let's see. Let's listen to this again.
I'm going to do my stuff.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to...
Okay, maybe it's going to come a little bit slightly to the left. Whoop, not that much. We go a little this way. Here we go.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to do the best I
There
can.
we go. I like that. So let's listen to that farther back just to make sure.
Really are too much. And now with permission, I'm going to do my stuff.
What are you going to do?
I'm gonna do the best I can.
Yeah.
Does it go right into that?
Ah, now you see, there's some oogie boogie talking happening here that should not be. I don't know if you heard it. It's because we deleted a track and didn't delete all the tracks leading into it. So there we go.
I'm gonna do the best I can.
So when we deleted something earlier, it uncovered another layer underneath it, and that's what happened. And so that was probably one of the mistake tracks. And so you could hear our oogie Chrysalin talking. But we got rid of it, so we're going to move forward. All right, this Santa bit here, cut out the beginning there because you don't see any waveforms. And here we go, because we know it's a call and response here. So we'll play a little back.
Of course, but yours, oh boy, now that just be fine.
Okay, so we can't hear it, so we need to raise that clip volume up. And we'll try
Be
again.
fine.
Please speak fast or you will have to answer all this heinous act.
Oh, fine.
Please speak fast or you will have to answer all this heinous act.
Oh, brother, you
All right, so that was pretty good. We just need to maybe move it back just a hair. We'll listen to it
now
again.
that just be fine.
Please speak fast
There we
or
go.
you will have to answer all this heinous act.
Oh, brother, you're something. You put me in a spin. You
All right, so that's Santa. So now we've got everyone. So what we're going to do now is we're going to just listen to the balance and see how it sounds, and then we're going to add, we're going to start adding effects onto the track, and then that wraps this up. So here we go.
Well, well, well. What have we here? Santa Claus, huh? Ooh, I'm really scared. So you're the one everybody's talking about. You're joking. You're joking. I can't believe my eyes. You're joking. You gotta be. This can't be the right guy. He's ancient. He's ugly. I don't know which is worse. I might just split a seat now if I don't die laughing first. Mr. Oogie Boogie says there's trouble close at hand. You better pay attention now, 'cause I'm the boogeyman. And if you aren't shaking, there's gotta be something wrong, 'cause this may be the last time you hear the boogie song go. I'm the Oogie Boogie Man. Feeling antsy, and I've nothing much to do. I might just cook up a special batch of snake and spider stew. And don't you know the one thing that would make it work so nice? A roly-poly Santa Claus to add a little spice.
Release me now, or you must face the dire consequences. The children are expecting me, so please come to your senses.
You're joking me! You're joking! I can't believe my ears! Would someone shut this fella up? I'm drowning in my tears. It's funny. I'm laughing. You really are too much. And now, with your permission, I'm going to do my stuff.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to do the best I can.
So far it's sounding pretty good. But as you can tell, it sounds very flat. Like it just sounds like singing directly into a mic. There's no reverb, there's no effects added yet, which is what we're about to get into next. So
Whoa, sound of roaring dice. Music in the air. 'Cause I'm a gambling boogeyman, although I don't play fair. It's much more fun, I must confess, when lives are on the line. Not mine, of course, but yours, oh boy, now that just be fine.
Release me fast, or you will have to answer all this heinous act.
Oh, brother, you're something. You put me in a spin. You are incomprehensible.
So that's the end of that. As you can tell, some of the audio was quiet still, and you're probably wondering, well, Seth, we did the clip gain up. Why don't you clip gain more? And that answer is, well, hit that wall, and we don't want to hit that wall. That wall is called peaking out, and that means it'll enter the red up here, and that's what happens when you hear crackly noises in your stereo and things like that. That's audio peaking out. However, we do have these sliders here for volume, and we can raise those up. So once you've kind of gotten your waveform looking nice, you can use these sliders. Like for Santa, we're going to raise him up and then raise the volume up. We'll just raise him up to 5 for now, just to be even. Oogie's, we'll raise Oogie to 8. But yeah, so we're going to go in now and start adding effects. So everyone's probably going to get the same effects, but we'll just go through them one at a time anyways. The very first one that I do is I go into here and I go, let's see, where is it? DS and limit. DS means that it takes the S's and the pop. DS and limit takes the S's and the pop sounds out of the track. This is especially helpful if you're not using a pop filter. But if you are using a pop filter, it still helps out with some of that. It kind of balances things out a bit, but mostly it takes out that hissing noise that you hear. So we've got that for female voice for Oogie. So we do that, and then the next one that we do is, and let's just listen to let's listen to it real quick. What that does.
What have we here?
So you see how
Santa
it sounds
Claus,
a
huh?
lot different.
Ooh, I'm really scared. So you're the one everybody's talking about. You're joking. You're joking. I can't believe my eyes.
So now while we're doing that, I'm gonna turn them off.
Santa Claus, huh?
See?
Ooh, I'm really scared.
It's a lot quieter.
So you're the one
it's not as
everybody's
pronounced.
talking about. You're joking.
So that's what that does. The next one that we're going to do is the one that actually makes it sound like a soundtrack, and that's adding reverb to it. So I always add studio reverb, and I changed this to 80%. Just you can play around with these settings as much as you want for the dry and wet levels. That just defines the echo and kind of how that sounds. And the same thing with these. I don't touch these settings usually. However, if you want to get creative with it, you're more than welcome to. There's different presets that you can set if you want it to sound like you're singing in a great hall or in a club or a room ambience, just however you would like to do it. This is just kind of what my current settings are for things, at least for this show. That's what I use. So now let's listen to it.
What have we here? Santa Claus, huh? Ooh, I'm really scared.
You see, now you can kind of hear that background echo. So we're going to go in and we're going to do that for all of them. So that, and then reverb, studio reverb. Change this to 80. Okay. Same thing here, DS, limit female voice. Obviously, if it's a male voice, you do the male voice, which we'll do when we get to Santa. Studio reverb, 80. All right. And then the last one, oh, nope. And then we do them, we do that. Now we're at Santa. So this one we do DS limit male voice, studio reverb, 80. All right, so that's everything. So now that's everyone and everything kind of added. And now we're going to listen to it again. And in real time, we're going to go in and we're going to adjust these volume sliders to see how everyone sounds.
Well, what have we here? Santa Claus, huh? Ooh, I'm really scared. So you're the one everybody's talking about. You're joking. You're joking. I
So that reverb sounds like a bit too much,
You're
right?
joking me. You gotta be.
So we're
This
gonna go
can't be
in.
the right guy.
We're gonna turn this up
He's
to 85.
ancient. He's
See what that
ugly.
does.
I don't know which is worse.
We're gonna make it a
I
little bit
might
drier.
just split a seat now if I don't die laughing first. Mr. Oogie Boogie says there's trouble close at hand. You better
sounds
pay
funny.
attention now, 'cause I'm the boogeyman. And if you are shaking, there's gotta be something wrong, 'cause this may be the last time you hear the boogie song. Whoa, whoa, I'm the Oogie Boogie Man. Well, if I'm feeling antsy and I've nothing much to do, I might just cook up a special batch of snake and spider stew. And don't you know the one thing that would make it work so nice? A roly-poly Santa Claus to add a little spice. I'm the Oogie Boogie Man.
Release me now, or you must face the dire consequences.
Sounds good.
The children are expecting me, so please come to your senses.
You're joking me! You're joking! I can't believe my ears! Would someone shut this fella up? I'm drowning in my tears. It's funny, I'm laughing. You really are too much. And now, with your permission, I'm going to do my stuff.
What are you going to do?
I'm gonna do the best I can. What sound rolling dice to me is music in the air, 'cause I'm a gambling boogeyman, although I don't play fair. It's much more fun, I must confess, when lives are on the line. Not mine, of course, but yours, oh boy, now that'd just be fine.
Release me fast, or you will have to answer for this heinous act.
Oh, brother, you're something. You put me in a spin. You aren't comprehending the position that you're in. It's hopeless. You're finished. You haven't got a prayer. 'Cause I'm Mr. Oogie Boogie, and you ain't going nowhere.
And that's it. And now you have a basic track recorded. There's a few more things you can do. Say someone was a little pitchy somewhere. Let's just solo this track only.
Whoa.
Actually, let's solo a single person because it's easier. So solo.
Whoa. 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 He's the Oogie Boogie Man.
Of course, that was not pitchy, but say that they were. You could go in and do automatic pitch correction and select the key. I think this is a C major song. I could be wrong. But you'll select that, and then you go back in.
Whoa. Whoa.
You can hear it's kind of fixing things.
He's the Oogie Boogie Man.
You can hear it kind of fixed a few things there, or you can hear the automation. That's a good effect to go in. And then there's noise reduction. If there's background noise, you would use denoise. If you had like a hum or something in the background, you'd want to get rid of those. And then there's, of course, all these other filters with delays and echoes that you could play with if you wanted. There's a DS. You could do all of that stuff that I did in the preset manually if you did not want to do it. If you want to do it one at a time, the de-esser does add these four things. It adds for that DS hard limit that we did, that adds the DS, parametric equalizer, speech volume leveler, and hard limiter effects. So, with all of that being said, this concludes our tutorial for how to use Adobe Audition. I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to kind of close you out with the finished Oogie song that we did and used in the performance for the show. And yeah, we'll let's see if we can pull this up for you, and then we'll listen to that, and then I'll be here to take any questions that you might have. So give me just 1 second to pull that up, and here we go. So.
With one more push, the big round man goes sliding down the chute. When he lands, he comes face to face with a creature in a burlap suit.
Well, 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 what have we here? Santa Claus, huh? Ooh, I'm really scared. So you're the one everybody's talking about. You're joking! You're joking! I can't believe my eyes! You're joking me! You gotta be! This can't be the right guy! He's ancient. He's ugly. I don't know which is worse. I might just split a seat now if I don't die laughing first. Mr. Boogie Boogie says there's trouble close at hand. You better pay attention now, 'cause I'm the boogeyman. And if you are shaking, there's gotta be something wrong, 'cause this may be the last time you hear the boogie song. Oh, wow, 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 he's the boogie boogie man. Well, if I'm feeling antsy and I've nothing much to do, I might just cook up a special batch of snake and spider stew. And don't you know the one thing that would make it work so nice? A roly-poly Santa Claus to add a little spice. Whoa, 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 he's the boogie boogie man.
Release me now, or you must face the dire consequences. The children are expecting me, so please come to your senses.
You're joking me! You're joking! I can't believe my ears! Would someone shut this fella up? I'm drowning in my tears. It's funny, I'm laughing. You really are too much. And now, with your permission, I'm going to do my stuff.
What are you going to do?
I'm gonna do the best I can.
Release me fast, or you will have to answer for this heinous act.
Oh, brother, you're something. You put me in a spin. You aren't comprehending the position that you're in. It's hopeless. You're finished. You haven't got a prayer. 'Cause I'm Mr. Oogie Boogie, and you ain't going nowhere.